Good morning, guys. It is Monday, April 15th, 2024. This is Bathrow Business. I'm Georgi Oganov. I'm out of coffee, but I still have news. So it is tax day. So if you are like me, you probably got an extension, but if not, it's due today. So that's not really what I'm going to talk about. There's actually a lot of major stories in the news, none that I feel honestly too passionately about. So I'm kind of going to report them rapid fire. So it's going to be a big week for banks. The first one's reporting right now is Goldman. So Goldman Sachs tops its first quarter estimates, and it's fueled by investment banking and trading. Revenues are up 14.21 billion versus expected 12.92 billion. So they were up a record amount for this quarter. This is just Q1. I think technically they're calling it Q3 because of their fiscal year, but this is for the first 3 months of 2024. Tesla shares are down. So they are going to be laying off more than 10% of their global workforce. This is clearly a cost-cutting measure to try to save on their stock price and try to recover because, as we know, their sales are not where they used to be. So there's not much more to report on that. I didn't really see when those cuts would be happening, but it's already, I believe, started and initiated. So within the next couple of weeks, we're going to see them reduce their workforce by 10% globally. That's massive. Next story, air travel. So air travel is up internationally. So there's two major stories right now that I think show the health of the economy. Even though, yes, you might be saying, well, on Friday you said how bad the economy is doing. Well, it's not that I think the economy is doing bad. I've constantly said that I think the economy is actually really strong. However, gold is that powerful indicator where I think it shows that the economy has major weaknesses in regards to inflation. But air travel is growing. So global air travel in the busiest airports served 8.5 billion passengers last year. That's up 27% from 2022. So this is 2023 numbers. But that's still below pre-pandemic levels by about 6%. So it is growing. Every time they report these numbers, I do see an increase, but it's still below pre-pandemic levels by about 6%. That's not too surprising given, I think, the amount of work from home that has resurfaced. Well, that I shouldn't say resurfaced, that had surfaced during the pandemic. So I think that's definitely eating into that 6% by a large chunk. But I still think this number has a ways to grow. Apple, another behemoth where they have hit hard times. So in the first quarter, Apple shipped only 50.1 million units. That's down 9.6 from 55.4 shipments in the same period last year. Among the top five smartphone brands, Apple recorded the sharpest year-on-year decline. So this is again tied with Chinese sales, where their domestic phone sales are outpacing Apple. Samsung actually retook the spot globally as the number one phone seller in the world. So Apple is still facing very hard times. Overall retail, however, today's retail numbers were up surprisingly high. So retail jumped 0.7% in March. That's much higher than the expected 0.3% that the Dow was estimating. So retail's more than doubled essentially in March, despite the fact that inflation is running hotter for March. That doesn't seem to have affected retail sales. Like I said, I think the economy is doing very well overall. Every time we report sales in any capacity, whether it's air travel, whether it's auto sales, whether it's home purchases, whether it's retail, everything is up across the board. But I think there's still powerful inflationary pressure. Now, in regards to what I reported the other day, gold prices are currently actually down. They're at 2373, where I reported above 2400 just a couple days ago on Friday. And that is actually surprising given what happened in the Middle East over the weekend. But it still is high compared to where it should be. So it is down slightly, about $100 from where it was just a couple of days ago, but that's still unusually high. Speaking of what happened over the weekend, oil is down. But what's crazy is I've kind of overlooked how much oil prices have risen. So currently, oil prices are at $85 a barrel. I think given the instability in the Middle East, I think $100 a barrel isn't unreasonable of what we might see in the next coming months, especially with uptick in air travel, auto travel during the summer. I think we're going to be back to $100 a barrel in oil, which probably means higher well, not probably, it absolutely means higher prices at the pump. So we'll see what the repercussions are with that in the next couple weeks, next couple months, but I think that's almost a certainty at this point. Last story I'm going to report on is chips. So another CHIPS Act. Say what you will about the Biden administration, they are very aggressive with domestic manufacturing of AI chips and computer chips in general. So the Biden administration has agreed to provide 6.4 billion to Samsung for making computer chips in Tesla. It's actually going to be two facilities that are going to be built that are going to be doing manufacturing and R&D here in the United States. The first factory is coming online into production in 2026, the second in 2027. But that's another one in addition to all the others I've reported here in Utah. I think, what did I report? Indiana the other day. It's just happening all over. So there's powerful investment into computer chips and AI chips here domestically. I think that's one of the greatest things the Biden administration has done. And I'm not a harsh critic. I'm definitely not the biggest fan. But I think of all the things that the Biden administration will have as a legacy, I think computer chips is probably one of the strongest. That's pretty much it. That's all the stories I have for today. I'm going to get to work. This week, you're only going to see me twice, today and Tuesday, and then you're not going to see me again until next Thursday. I have a trip coming up, and I will be out of commission as far as YouTube is concerned. I will have a big announcement once I come back, but that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys have a productive day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.